TFL, or TFL, I'm sorry, the IT band. So is the TFL. Those are the tension points, so we're going to loosen those two tension points. It's pretty fast work. First thing I want to do, because it can be tender, is I just want to loosen this up. So let's do this for visualization reasons. Can you put your head down here? And if you want to video that, you can show it too. Oops. Step on this. Okay. So the first thing I do is get him out of the fetal position. Do you sleep like that?
Yes.
That's a problem. Okay, so the first thing you do is you come in and you grip that TFL and you just pull it back and just loosen it up just fascially. You're warming it up. I do a few of those just to make it feel good. It's getting ready to be fun. And then you always give them dessert first. Okay. So we have two attachments. We have the ASIS attachment right here, and then we have the greater trochanter attachment. So we're going to loosen up both the attachments. We're going to do the tendoperiosteial junctions. So what I start with first is just this one, and I'm going to come in with the pointed part of my elbow right off the greater trochanter. On women, it's a lot lower. This is where they get bursitis. And this is why they get bursitis, is because these things get really tight and compresses the bursa sac. So we're going to come right off that. I find it, I mark it, I put the tip of my elbow right on it, and then I'm just going to slide straight down toward the table. My right hand's going to be on the iliac crest here because I'm going to have her pelvic tuck. So I come straight down, you okay? And I look at their face. Tell me when it's good, and it'll stop. It'll stop. Means that my elbow sinks, and then all of a sudden the barrier. I hit the barrier right there. Now I've got my hand on her hip. She's going to tuck her pelvis. Tuck under. That pushes her hip into my hand, and I resist it. And then she relaxes. When she relaxes, I'm going to push with my right hand, puts curve in her low back. That stretches the TFL. Now she's going to tuck, and I'm going to resist. And this takes practice. And relax. You okay with that? She's getting a good release. And tuck. And look at my mechanics. My shoulder is right over my elbow. I'm not hurting my shoulder. I'm just dropping my body weight. Relax. I'm pushing with my right hand when she relaxes, and I'm dropping straight down through her. Okay?
So nice.
Body mechanics in this work will save your life because you can muscle it, and you're going to be hurting, and you're going to hate his work. You're going to hate it. A lot of people quit because they just don't have good body mechanics. Tuck under. But if you stay with it, I've got a little bitty office manager that does this work. She's 4'11", and she's little bitty, and she does this, and you would think she's a big old woman, but she's got great body mechanics, man. I'm telling you. You don't have to be big to do this stuff. Tuck. I've sunk into her probably a good ½ inch already. Remember that we've got about a 60-second hold on people, right? Just to drop down into them.
So she's tucking her pelvis.
She tucks her pelvis, and I resist with my right hand. So it gives her something to tuck against.
Oh, okay.
It's not a free tuck. I'm giving her resistance, and so she's firing the TFL when she does that. And she relaxes, and I just sink and I push with my right.
You push with your right and twist.
Pushing right here.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to stop on that. I got some leeway there. Now I'm going to come up to the ASIS and do it again, but it's a little different. So there's several ways to do it. I like to pull away from the attachment. So I come in here and I'm using the blade of the ulna. There's a little sharp blade right there you got on your arm, forearm. You'll put that blade right on there, and then you're going to roll it in place. Okay? So it just sunk right into it. Okay, so I find it. I'm off the click. Watch my forearm drop. See that? It dropped right in there, and then I roll. Once I roll it, I hooked it. Okay? Once I hook it, I'm going to lean right over top of her, and I'm going to push it that way. You feel that? Okay, tuck your pelvis. She tucks her pelvis. I'm pushing this way when she tucks to resist. And relax. And then I see it. Ooh, that sunk nice. Big release on that. Tuck. And relax. And I'm just releasing it off the ASIS. That's like neuromuscular work, really. It's attachments and origins on these. And relax. We already stretched this, though, didn't we? We've already stretched it. Now we're just adding some more fascial release to it. Tuck. And relax.
Is it more effective you stretching before you do this?
You can do them either way. You can do them either way. Or like sometimes I don't even do this stuff. I just stretch them. Depends on how much time you have, you know. If you got extra time, do both. Okay, so that's good. Felt pretty good. And then you can come up here and do the vastus lateralis. I'm not going to do the whole thing. When you're doing, remember we talked about coming across bellies? You have to come across this thing. So I'll start up here, just to show you. We're not going to do it. You're good right there, yeah. And then I'm just going to go here, and as I hook, I roll. This is the way you hook fascia. You come in, and then you roll, and that hooks it. Once I got that hooked, you can really feel how intense that gets. And then I just come across the muscle. I'm doing it too fast. I don't go this fast. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. I'm just going to show you. That's the way I go. I start working across the belly as I come down. It's pulling it off the IT band. Does that make sense? You can also come in with your fingers and find the septa where it starts to separate and then push it off the IT band. This way. Okay? And I would come down the entire leg all the way down to the knee and push it, peel it right off the IT band. Okay? Rotators in the butt. We're going to go to those next. You got to go back to your greater trochanter again. We were on the front side for TFL. We're on the back side for the rotators. You got your greater trochanter. Hers is a little bit lower than you think. It's right there. I'm using that blade of my ulna again. I'm going to come across all the deep six right there. So I start on them, drop off the back, shoulder and elbow are right underneath themselves, so I'm not hurting my shoulder, and I just drop my weight straight down into her. She needs to be a little bit tucked. That puts them on a stretch when you tuck them. And so I come off that, right off that. You feel that right there?
Oh my God. I was wondering why you weren't screaming.
So this is important right here, this mechanical advantage that I have. Because now I'm just dropping my body weight. I'm not pushing on her. I'm just dropping my weight. And then she's going to do a pelvic tuck again, or she can do the clam exercise. Lift your knee off the other knee. That's all you got to do. And then relax. And then that really fires those rotators. One more time. These are the exercises you need to give them, though, because they're tight and weak. Relax. And I'm just dropping in. I can seesaw, which is just kind of just doing some extra stimulation to it. And then open and relax. You okay?
Yeah, that's better.
And it feels better now? Okay. So then I'll go to piriformis. Piriformis is, we always talk about piriformis syndrome, all those kinds of things. It's not really a true syndrome. It's just what they have to put on there for insurance reasons. But the piriformis is just a single muscle. Can it cause all that dysfunction that we talk about? It's usually not. So we still loosen it up. Specifically, it's at the apex or the superior border of the greater trochanter. It's on the very superior border. So you find the greater trochanter, you come up to the very top of it. It's very specific, and they'll know right there where it's at. You feel that one? That's the piriformis. It's the very top of it. Okay. Just know that when it dips off at the top of the greater trochanter, you're right on the piriformis, and they'll feel it. That's sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely.
So I'm going to put my elbow right on that apex. I'm going to put it right on it, and they're going to. This is the one that really is a little bit more tender. Right there. So she's going to do the clam again on that one. So she just lifts right there. Yep. And relax and breathe out. And I'm just going to sink straight down on it. And again, you want to try to get your elbow underneath your shoulder so you're not hurting your body mechanics. Relax. Just drop straight down.
Feels better already.
It's good. And it doesn't take long. Once you get right on that periosteal junction, it'll release quick. Just straight up. And relax. Already better.
Yeah. It's not tender at all.
Okay, so we're good there. Once it's not tender, you just move on. Then, quadratus lumborum. Remember we talked a lot about quadratus lumborum. The hip hiker. We're going to do a stretch for the hip hiker. There's two ways to do it. Have them reach up on top of the table here and just hold on. Quadratus lumborum is not where you think it is. It's really deep. It's under the thoracolumbar fascia, and you can't really get it through the thoracolumbar fascia, so we come in from the side. And we hit it from the side. So I get like this. You find the iliac crest where it comes up, the apex.
Ow, 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 ow.
Sore in it right there.
Oh, yee.
Okay. So I'm flat. My thumbs are like this.
Super tender.
It's a web. You can do webs too with this, and I'll show you a web technique. You want to video this on this side? They can see it. I'm going to get to an outside lunge. See how my thumbs are flat? You're not poking her like this. That's going to kill her. So I'm going to flatten it out. I'm going to get my hands and fingers extended, and I'm just going to put some pressure straight down on it. You feel that?
Oh my God, do I feel it?
Straighten your leg a little bit on the table there. There we go. Now, if I want to activate that, she can pull up against the therapy table with her elbow. Pull your elbow to the ceiling. Pull your right elbow up. Yep. There you go. And relax. Good.
Nice.
That was a good release. Pull up. And relax. Good. Okay, so that's how you activate that. Now, if I want to web it, this is the way I do it in practice. I just put a web. These are webs. Webs are awesome. Use them all the time. So you can come in with the web. And one thing nice about a web on a female, you got wider hips, it's easier to get on a web. Man, it's a little more difficult. So I come in with my web, and I'm using that thenar eminence. I use this a lot. Thenar eminence is down. Just relax your hip there again. There you go. This table's a little bit high for this one. Look at my arm, though. It's straight and locked out. I'm coming through the ground with my right leg. Pushing off my right leg. I'm all connected to her. And then I'm going to have her just pull up again. And relax. And just sink right into it, okay? You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to show you that one. Last one I'm going to show you. This is another QL technique. I don't do this one much, but a lot of people like this one. It's a bear hug technique. After you've created some space, you have to create some space first for this one, or else you're not going to get in there and do it. Women, it's easier than men, because men don't have these hip angles. So, you come in like this, and you're using the blades of your hands on both sides. And you come around the hip like this. You hook that blade in there, then you hook this blade in here, and then you squeeze her hip with your elbows. And I get into an outside lunge, so my right leg's forward, and I'm squeezing that hip. Okay, hold the table up there. Got it? Mm-hmm. And then once I've got it squeezed, and I'm pushing down with these blades, I'm going to drop my weight back. Okay? So now I'm just stretching the QL. Can you see that?
Wow. You want her leg off the table like that?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. See how I'm doing that again? So I come in, around the LM, here, squeeze, get my leg back, drop my weight. Okay, you feel that?
Oh, I feel
okay,
it.
now just go ahead.
I can
Pull
feel
up,
that from here.
pull up,
Holy man.
and just holding on.
That's a great move.
And relax. And just lean back. Pull up. And relax. Lean back. And I'm just squeezing her.
You going to practice tomorrow?
Okay?
This one looks
Okay, so those are 3 QL techniques. Those are all real effective techniques for QL. All right, cool. That's all of them.